So now I'm gonna. All right, welcome everyone. I'm going to kind of switch it here so we're not all blasted in. So as you're joining us, drop your location. If you haven't already, give stream permission to view your profile so we can see who's asking questions. But welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Christopher Curtis here with ChrisTV to talk to us about how he got started in his business and even of his YouTube presence. So Chris, how's things going today?
It's going good, staying busy for the most part. As you can tell, I'm in my office right now.
All right. Where are you at right now?
I'm in Dallas right now. I'm actually picking up some warehouse equipment for one of my direct shippers.
Okay. So direct shippers even too. So cool. Well, I'm
hmm
going to let you have the stage as you just tell us, just kind of walk us through your journey, how you started your company. Don't forget to, tell us about the name of your company, and I'll go ahead and let you get the mic.
Gotcha. So my name is Christopher Curtis. I am originally from the Dallas, Arlington area, DFW area. 31 years old. I've had a lot of different jobs. So I just never knew what I really wanted to do. It was just one of those things where, just trying to figure it out like anybody else. I've done everything from law enforcement to, I guess, the truck driving. Um, I eventually just decided to start my own business. My name of my company is Impetus Unlimited LLC. And a lot of people don't know what impetus means, but I do encourage you to guys look that up. It just basically means the force that moves something. It's very similar to momentum. So I just wanted something a little different. I started my trucking company about, I want to say, it was about just over 6 months ago. It'll be 7 months on the 16th. So, but yeah, everything's been looking up. I have two vehicles now under my authority. I have a box truck is what I started in, and then I just branched off into high shot about 3 months ago. So, I mean, everything's been good. I've always been a video creator on YouTube. I love YouTube. I've been trying to make YouTube pop for me for like 7 years now. And, it's one of those things that, I mean, with consistency, it pays off.
Absolutely. So I've got your everyone. You could search YouTube and put Chris TV, or you can actually just follow this link. I just know it's usually harder to write all those little things down on a link if you don't instead of just clicking it. But let me get the name of your company again, Impetus. And I was struggling
Yeah.
with the spelling. So spell it for me,
Okay,
please.
so it's IMPETUX.
hmm Okay. And Impetus Trucking, Logistics, what is it
Uh,
again?
no, it's Impetus Unlimited
Unlimited.
LLC. hmm
Awesome. Okay. So we want to give you credit for that as well. And look, he gave everyone an assignment to go look that up, but you did kind of clue us in on what it meant.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
awesome. So I see we have folks joining us. Ebony is in Charleston, South Carolina. Jess is here in Dallas as well. Miss T is in Florida. And Miss Jerry is in Houston, chiming in. So Miss Jerry's here, and I understand that you're going to be at her event this weekend. I keep thinking it's the weekend after, but this weekend.
Yeah,
So
this
there she
weekend.
is. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? What you'll be doing at that event?
Yeah, I'm just going to be just pretty much showing up to the event, just showing love, support, to the trucking industry. I just really want to just get out there more and just kind of see what else is out there, because I mean, there's just so many intricate pieces and parts of trucking. It's just more than just the truck. You know, you have, of course, insurance, you have recruiting, you have like all of these different things that come in to make trucking, you know, compliance and all of the above. So I just want to, you know, just show love to the industry every time I definitely have a chance. And you know, Miss Jerry was kind enough to, you know, allow me to come and, you know, just appear and, you know, just show that love and support. So I really appreciate everything.
Awesome, awesome. So we want to make sure we're asking questions here. Uh, so you were saying how you just started in the business, but really, and you even told us how you've done a little bit of everything, like the most of us have kind of tried a little this, little that before we ended up here in trucking. And that's really another reason why I wanted to bring you on for this interview, is because what compelled you to try trucking? Why do you feel that this is, you know, an area that would be beneficial for you, and kind of what are you finding, you know, are the things that you like about the trucking industry so far?
Well, I originally, originally brought me to trucking was, it was back in 2018, because I started my business in 2018. And so I originally wanted to get a box truck and then have it run for Sears, basically, just doing like last mile type. Sorry, I got a notification.
Okay, there you
But
go. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, but basically, I started the business, but I just didn't follow through with it because, you know, the insurance is expensive. Like just the startup cost alone, it was like super expensive, way more than I thought. I thought it was as simple as buying a truck or a car like we normally drive, but it's a lot more that goes into that, especially with compliance, you know, DOT, MC numbers, BOC threes, you know, dealing and all of the above. So I kind of held off on it a little bit, but it was always in the back of my mind. At I guess my last job, which was in construction management, was like, well, you know, I was getting paid pretty good, and so I was like, well, I need to start trying to figure out a way to make passive income. And I had my mind wrapped around that trucking would be it. So I basically just got in. You know, I decided to buy my box truck, but then I again started crunching the numbers, and I was like, I would have to actually drive this truck for me to be profitable. Because I mean, you got to think about all the stuff that you're paying, and I mean, with me having a 9 to 5, I would either have to pay somebody to do it, or I would have to, like, you know, do everything myself on top of my 9 to 5, which is, I'm gonna be honest, which is hard. So I was like, well, you know what? What I can do is I can do what I do best. I can just innovate. I can start my trucking company. I can drive, but then I'll free my time up to basically do my other things and dip into other possibilities like YouTube. And so that's pretty much where it took off at. And now that I'm in the trucking industry, I mean, I love it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't the best or the most hype about box trucks after I started, just because I was doing over the road box trucking and I didn't have a sleeper or anything. So I'm laying across the front seat at night. So that kind of, I ain't gonna say discouraged me a little bit, but it just kind of made me like, okay, I gotta find another way, you know. And so then I came across Hot Shots, and I was like, okay, well, I can take the back seat out and put a bed back here, you know, and because I wanted to be over the road, I wanted to, you know, see the country, I wanted to travel, because I one of the things I always want to do with YouTube is travel vlogs. So just, you know, showing different parts of you know, our country or our planet, and you know, going out to eat here, staying here, seeing these type of views, doing different things like that. So, you know, I went from there, and I went and bought a truck and trailer. And I mean, I've been loving every bit of it ever since. And I feel like this is more of my niche than box trucking is. But my box truck I have right now currently working. I got two guys working it anywhere from 5 to 6 days a week. One drives during the afternoon shift, and then another one drives overnight.
Okay, so you found that it was your profit margins changed when you got into the hot shot or the pickups that you were able to
No, my
hire?
prof. Yeah. Well, so my profit margin wasn't. where, like, if I wanted to hire through my box truck, it wasn't
Mhm.
going to be there. My hot shot makes a little bit more money. Now it is a little bit more maintenance and stuff like that, and it's a little bit more intricate. But I feel like my hot shot is way more profitable than what my box truck is.
Okay, that's a good point. I also included many people think that the box truck is off the top cheaper than a semi and even the pickups. And in some cases, it's actually more expensive. And speaking again from the insurance standpoint, and so I plan to do a more explanation into that. Uh-oh, we kind of lost him here. See if he gets back in here. But I just was sharing that with the audience here as Chris comes back. Let me make sure it's not me. All right, we lost him here. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back in. Yeah, I'm seeing that he's trying to connect right now. So let's give him a few moments. Here he comes.
Hey, sorry
There we
about
go.
that.
No
Yeah,
problem.
my
No problem.
signal had yeah, I'm gonna have to move locations real fast so I can get. But go ahead. I'm listening. I apologize. You said now most people think
No
that
worries.
box trucks
Are cheaper just because they're
yeah.
smaller, but that's not necessarily the case as you found out too in insurance. You know, they're like, oh, it's half the truck, half the cost, and it's not that case for a various number of reasons. But we have a question here from the audience, just having you reiterate about your box truck experience. Was your box truck doing local work or over the road? And I'm going to let you address that again in case we kind of fell out, but he did mention that earlier. If you wouldn't mind just mentioning that again about your experience with your box truck.
The okay, let me see. So is your box truck back local? Okay, so that question right there, is your box truck back local or over the road? No,
Mhm.
it's pretty much local regional work. So I don't go any further, or well, I'll say they don't go any further than about 4 hours, 5 hours away. And that's typically because in Dallas we have pretty much Oklahoma City, which is about 3.5 hours. We have Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. And I'd say Houston is maybe the furthest. And then other
Absolutely.
than that, it'll be most likely local.
So tell us about the vehicle you're in now. And I thought it was a really smart idea, like you said, to just put a bed in the back of that vehicle. But share with us the specs on what you're currently operating.
Okay, yeah. So I'm currently operating a Ram 2500, and again, I'm non-CDL, so everything I have is under 26,000 pounds gross vehicle weight. So basically, I have the 2014 Ram 2500 with the Cummins engine, so that is a diesel, and I got the mega cab because I'm like 6'2", so I can't be like in a fetal position.
Right?
I'm in a regular cab, and then I have my trailer is a Big Tex trailer. It's a 28 plus 5 with the dovetail ramp, so 33 feet of space on my trailer. And
33.
that's a single wheels non CDL setup.
Awesome, awesome. So, and that's a really big point in the non-CDL and then having the flatbed available. You have to stay under the 40 feet. It has to be less than the 26,000 and 1 pound combined. So those are things that you really want to make sure if you're doing this type of operations that you keep up with that. You do some really great videos, and let's talk about some of the things that the content that you're sharing on your page. I love your aerials. So is that a drone? You know, that's my first.
Yes, ma'am.
So I love
Yes,
your
ma'am. Yes,
aerials.
ma'am.
What kind of drone
Thank
do
you. I
you use?
appreciate that. So I use a DJI Mavic Air 2.
Hmm.
So it shoots 4K, 1080p, all the good stuff. I For the most part everything's in 1080p just because 4K isn't really that, just like nobody just uses it just like that. Like
See,
nobody's laptop or computer or cell phone is even, configured for 4K. So I do everything in 1080p, keep everything pretty simple for the most part.
so how long have you been doing you said earlier, when did you start your YouTube and kind of what did you start off with being that you were still not into trucking in the way you are now?
Crazy enough, I started YouTube back when I was in high school, believe that or not. I started YouTube back in high school, and I had like a little page, but it wasn't really. I mean, it was it was just like amateur footage, like I'm walking around school or, messing with people in parking lots with an air horn, just high school stuff. And I can't even remember what happened to that email, or I mean, I know the YouTube videos are still up actually to this day, but I can't remember how I lost access to it. But then I just recently, well, not just recently, but 7 years ago, I started a new YouTube, and I was like, well, I want to get more into video editing. So I taught myself how to edit videos. And of course, they started off kind of trash, or I just say very amateur. And then it moved to what you see today. But I mean, it's pretty much, I mean, if you go through my YouTube, you'll see how I kind of was trying to find myself. I got a few pranks on there. I didn't play it on my mom and my dad. I got like vacation videos on there when I went to Belize and Tulum. There's a lot in that that you'll see on my channel if you go check it out. Just regular daily vlogs. And then once I got into the trucking industry, I was like, well, there's not like a lot of information. You have people telling you stuff, but like, I mean, I can try to describe my haircut through the phone, or would you just want me to send a picture or a video? So I just kind of thought to myself, why not bring an actual video type of mentality in with my vlogging, what I'm already used to doing, and just kind of putting that together just to show people what they're getting themselves into, the good, the bad, the ugly. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. And especially if you see me doing it on camera, so I feel like I can just give a more authentic feel rather than, just what people kind of put out there that could be fictitious. So I'll just say that.
Awesome points. Awesome points. And like you said, it is a totally different mindset to describe a haircut, or do you want to watch the haircut? Do you need to see it? So funny that you mentioned that because I used to work in an environment doing recruiting for a trade school. And I had several people ask me because the trade school was about cosmetology. They're like, can we do
Hmm.
this online? I said, that would be interesting. I said, I need you to just say that question twice. Can you really do it online? Can you really cut someone's hair strictly off of online? Because it's such a technique. And so, secondary to being there in person is visual. And I love that you did a video on a pre-trip inspection because that is a requirement. Each and every trip has to start with a pre-trip. And you can get into some major trouble by not doing that because it's going to be asked. Okay, you can't say that this tire has looked like this entire time because it didn't lose all this tread between the load you just dropped off and this load that you're on now. So I love
Right.
that you bring that up. I think we have a question here. Oh, we have someone again checking in from the Houston area. So let's go ahead and ask the questions, ladies and gentlemen, of Chris while he is here with us. And that's the big difference in YouTube that you get to ask questions and get an immediate answer versus just watching someone. And his videos again. If you haven't had an opportunity to check out the page, please do. You'll be really impressed with the quality of the videos, the content of his videos. But I love that we can watch your journey. And I
Right.
think that's really important for just people to be encouraged by too, because none of us woke up and was instantly born into trucking.
Right.
I love your story where you're saying you tried different things, law enforcement. Your mom shared with me, a little delving into her business and just
Hmm.
uh, we all kind of need that career exploration, and that's really what makes this a powerful video as well because we have a lot of young people looking into the
Right.
business. So what advice would you give someone who is younger, and I'm saying in the ages between 18 to 25, of what they need to realistically think about if they want to get into trucking, more so from the driving and or even owning, because you're again a business owner. So from those two perspectives.
I would say start off small. I understand everybody's money situation is different. Yeah, you can afford a semi, but that doesn't mean you should jump into a semi. Because it's a lot more that comes with this stuff. I mean, even like my first, I think I bought the trailer. I got was $11,000. I paid cash for that. And then literally within my first month, on top of buying the truck and putting money down on the truck, I think I put about $10,000 down for the truck. 11,000 outright for the trailer. Then on top of that, while I'm on the road, they're like, "Oh well, those tires on that trailer ain't gonna last long, so you got to go get new tires." I get new tires for the trailer, $1,100. Then I'm driving. I'm out headed towards. I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, heading towards Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, and I feel like a little lump in my tire, and I'm like, "Oh dang, I gotta." In my back passenger side tire on my truck, and I'm like, "Oh man, I gotta go and replace all of these." I just might as well replace because these are the ones that came with the truck when I bought it. So I replaced all the tires, got warranties on all of them, everything like that. That was another $2,100, just like that. Boom. And with semis and box trucks, those tires are way more expensive. You're talking anywhere from like $3,000 to $6,000 off top. And that's just driving off the lot. You don't have any warranties or anything like that. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with starting with, you can start hot shot or you can start cargo van, just to get your foot in the industry before you just kind of like just dive all the way in because you hear, oh well, I could make this much with a box truck, or I can make this much with a hot shot, or I can make this much with a semi. It's okay to start small. You can even start with your own vehicle right now. You can go, because I mean, Amazon is coming up on peak season, and you can see how you feel about driving it all day. You can go and pick up packages and deliver them at people's doorsteps. Now, yes, a little bit more work involved with it, but I mean, this stuff ain't easy either. I mean, rain, sleet, or snow. When I get a load, yeah, I'm required to go out there and tarp it. I'm required to go out there and strap it down and make sure that it's a safe. No matter how cold it is, matter how hard it's raining or anything like that. And I mean, you'll see that in my videos. Like it's raining cats and dogs outside, and I'm actually out here getting it. Another thing I would have to say is, if you get homesick easy, this ain't gonna be for you unless you plan on staying local. Uh, what else? Yeah, and one thing that I tell everybody, just always remember this: if your tires ain't rolling, you ain't making money. There's no. I mean, even though you have this freedom, you got to be a go getter. You got to be willing to go out there every day, regardless if you feel like it or not. Regardless of whatever your friends are doing, whoever has a birthday, you got to treat this like an actual job. But in this case, I mean, if you're working for yourself, it's your business. So your business is either gonna fail or succeed based on your actions. The last thing I would say is if money's tight, or you really want to get that experience and you don't know anything about the trucking industry like I did when I first got in, I would suggest doing leased on first. You can go and buy your own equipment, or you can go and work for a company. Of course, owning your own equipment, you make a little bit more money, but yeah, you can lease on with someone. They'll teach you the ins and outs, and then from there you can decide, oh, is this for me or not? Or again, you can just go find a job in trucking somewhere, somebody that needs cargo van drivers or box truck drivers. If you have your CDL, go, or you are thinking about getting your CDL, go get your CDL, or go to a company. You got a lot of these companies that's doing sign-on bonuses and sending you to through CDL school. So yeah, it's yeah, crawl before you walk. I would say I'm very ambitious, so that's why I kind of just hopped out there on my own. I seen what I really wanted to do, and I'm just gonna do it. And then I have a lot of connections, between my mom, my dad, my previous job, which was again in construction management. So I jumped over the road, but all overall, like I have a bigger plan that's kind of outside of the ordinary for my trucking business, and everything is going to be either local or regional overall, where I won't even have to leave Texas at some point in time. Hopefully by late first quarter next year.
Wow, you spoke like a pro. I mean, I was just like, wow. All those points, and yes, 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 because crawl before you walk. Start small because you can always go up versus being big and you have to be humbled to come back down. It's strategic. It's a long-term plan. So absolutely, I agree 150%. I say 200%. We have some questions here. So I think you alluded a little bit to this at first. Are you doing your own dispatching?
Yes, yes, I do everything myself, everything that I can. And again, if y'all go to my YouTube channel, y'all can have a binge series. But like I do everything from my own maintenance. I do my own dispatching, and I mean, and I kind of go over how I do my dispatching. Typically, we got to take 10 hours off when when we're doing not like a full reset, but like just after our shift is over and we're still on the road, we take 10 hours off, 10 consecutive hours off. And so I typically sleep anywhere from 5 to 6 hours a day. That's just how I am. But I wake up, first thing I do is I hop on the load board and I'm either editing videos and I'm just switching back and forth between the load boards and editing my videos and stuff like that. So I dispatch myself. I think I had a dispatcher once and they got me one load, but I felt like I can save more money dispatching myself, paying $300 a month for two load boards rather than 10%. And let's say I gross about 5,000, so that comes out to about $2,000 a month that I could be keeping in my pocket.
Okay, makes sense. So the question is, what are the best load boards for hot shots?
Hotshot, I typically, so I find most of my loads on Hotshot through Truck Stop. Truck Stop is where I find most of my loads, and then and then I have DAT for my box truck. So that's where I find most of my loads for my box truck. But I will say this, just a pro tip. Yes, you have different, levels of whatever you can get, but get the highest one. It's $150. I think it's DAT Power. And then Truck Stop, I don't even know if they even have a name for it, but it's the highest one where you're notified instantly as soon as the load is posted rather than having to wait 4 or 5 minutes and you're the last person to touch it and you're fighting over it because they go quick, especially the good
I
ones.
could imagine. I could imagine. So, and I think that second question kind of taps in on that as well. Specific load boards recommended for box trucks or the type of truck you're in now. So, ladies, I think that answered. Okay, so that answered that question. Awesome, awesome. These are great tips, you guys. I love the tips about that job exploration. And I know, Mac and Doug and everybody is really recommending that route. It also helps, again, on your bottom line cost to show that you have some type of industry experience versus waking up and don't have really anything trackable. Now, tell us a little bit about what are your future goals, and then also tell us how we can best contact you, kind of what other things you have going on next for you, your business, and just are you offering mentorship? If you can kind of include those tips or
Yeah.
topics.
So right now, what's next for me is I plan on actually converting my business from over the road to more local, regional. And so I'm actually going through that transition now as I make my transition from Atlanta back to Dallas. And so that's my ultimate goal. I can't speak too much on it just because I don't like to I don't like to talk too much about the things that I do. I just like to hop out there, and then when people see me doing it, it's like, oh, he really doing that. So, but it kind of consists of getting like more local direct shippers. And I'm all about saving money and getting straight. I cut out middleman. So I'm going straight towards direct shippers. I'm cutting brokers completely out because if you're in this industry, you're gonna hear a lot of bad things about brokers. Now there are some good brokers, but for the most part, if you can find your own direct shipper, that's how you keep majority of the profit. Um, so you guys can reach me on Instagram. It's at Christopher Curtis II. Um, and uh, and that's my Instagram. Now, full disclosure about my Instagram, there are so many spam accounts. And when I say spam accounts, it's people that's they have pages that look exactly like mine, but they basically will DM you hello, and then they'll try to like basically get you to buy something. And so that's it's Christopher Curtis. But yeah, that's my only Instagram. I do not have any other Instagrams. My Facebook is Christopher Curtis the second as well, and that's how you guys can reach me. Or of course my YouTube, Chris TV. But I get like I think I have like a little bit over 41,000 subscribers right now. So if you want to try to reach me personally, I would definitely recommend Instagram. But as far as mentorships, I'm not gonna say I'm offering mentorships right now. I'm trying to implement a program where basically, or get my schedule set up. So basically, every Wednesday at maybe either 7 or 8 Central Time, I'm doing an Instagram live, and for like an hour, I'll just answer as many questions as I can that that you guys may have, because consultations are cool if you want that one-on-one, but a lot of times you may just have like one or two questions, like, hey Chris, like, where can I find the requirements that I may need to operate my a non-CDL hotshot setup, like to comply with DOT? Or, hey Chris, what type of tires would you recommend me to have for my trailer? Just like, I wouldn't want anybody to pay for that. So, if there's something that you need help with that you can't find, just hop on that live. I'm actually started last week, but I got my eye kind of got like a little irritated, so I pushed it back to Thursday. So, but this actually today, I'll be going live at about 7 Central Time on my Instagram, and then you guys can ask any questions that you have. I'll answer them as much as possible. I'm a very direct person, so just full disclosure with that too. Direct in a good way, not like a butthole type of way. So that's what I'll say about that. And then, do you do business with the government? Yes, I actually, that's where I got a lot of my contracts starting off. I was going through military bases and stuff like that. It's nothing that I have specifically directly, like from my company to the government, but I worked with a broker that had a government contract, and so I ran a lot of their military loads to like Warner Robins, Georgia, and there's another one in El Paso. I did like a lot of those pickup and drop offs. So yeah, and I recommend anybody that if you are going to start your own business and you do want to go through like get government contracts, or if you want to deal with direct shippers, like for me in Dallas, I'm going to target more of the construction industry because that's what I know. I'm going to go get my minority business enterprise, my MWBE certificate. So that's something that will set you apart from a lot of other companies, because a lot of contracts and these big contracts, they require you to have a certain amount of MBE participation. So I do recommend everybody go out and get that if you're a woman or a minority-owned business.
Great information once again. So you guys make sure you tune in to Instagram at 7 p.m. this evening. I see a couple of comments, and I'm just gonna just say it out here. I'm a direct person as well.
Yeah.
Please rewatch this replay. We want to make sure that we kind of stay on the flow. So just go back, rewatch the video. This is being recorded. It'll be available on in our group here, as well as on the Facebook thing. So we want to make use and ask questions as it kind of follows, the flow of this interview. So again, the recommendations: military cargo, going direct if you are the carrier. Those are gems. Trying to make sure that I highlight any other gems. I put boss trucks, but y'all know what I meant for DAT. I have to look where my mind was, right? So absolutely some good information, great information. So make sure you're taking a moment, if you just joined us, to go back and watch the video. We want to let Chris get back to his busy day, making that money, right? And being safe
Always,
as he
always.
took time. I wanted to say that too. We're just ultimately proud of you. It's
I
so
appreciate it.
refreshing. It's so good to see people who are out there and, like you said, making your own path. You're creating this, but you're also setting the example for others. And so we are really proud of you. Um, okay, so the question again about the military bases, was that with your box truck or hot shot?
Both, both. Yeah, go to my Instagram. You'll see it. Yeah, you'll see it both. I done did both. I didn't. That's one of my. I'll say he's one of my favorite brokers because military loads do pay a little bit more, just because what I'm saying, you got that clean background and you can go onto the military base without issues. But yeah, I got videos on both of them.
Awesome. So again, the trying to get to my right place. I had it here. My buttons just disappeared. His
You're good.
Instagram is Christopher Curtis II. And so I'm answering that question. Christopher Curtis II every Wednesday. Follow him, and he's doing a live where you're able to connect with him. He also said this is the best way to connect with him. So if you have additional questions, check him out there. And the YouTube page, I always just tell people where to search for it. And so just go on YouTube, search ChrisTV. You'll be able to find the videos. This was, and the videos, like I said, quality. I mean, I'm very impressed with the quality. That was one of the first things I noticed. I was like, oh, he's got aerials.
Right,
I said, he's over
right.
there, going in and out. I noticed your
Yeah,
lighting work. My son is into video production and stuff too. And I
okay,
talk about that with Mac as well. So now I
gotcha,
love this.
gotcha.
So let's do what we usually do, gang, as we want to show appreciation for our speakers. Is just give a genuine thank you. I can't say enough that, as people are out here spending their time for free because they could be making money, and also those who are listening, watching, asking the questions, thank you for your time as well. But let's give people flowers in the appropriate time. There's been so many times people get out there and they're doing the work, they're sharing their heart, and it feels like no one's listening, no one cares. So let's, give our flowers with the big hello. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Chris,
No
again for
problem.
all of this. Thank you for sharing the information. Are you part of our Minority Women of in Logistics? I said, in Logistics group? I know you're in the compliance group.
Yeah, I don't think I'm in that one. I don't think
Okay.
I'm in that one. Yeah, shoot me the yeah. I guess message me the thing, and I'll definitely join it for sure, for
Awesome.
sure.
So we have some new subscribers. And so
Definitely, I
this was
appreciate that.
great. This was
Yeah,
great.
and I want to leave you guys with one more tip, man,
Mhm.
because I'm all about I want everybody to make money. Okay, so when you get into this business, of course you get these things called carrier packets. That's going to be your deal between the broker and you, saying that you won't pursue their client or the shipper who you're picking up from. All right. So how I got my first contract was basically, of course, I'm reading through the contract, and I mean my first direct shipper is I read through the contract. It says, okay, you can't pursue this person after a year of doing business with us after you put us on notice. Okay, cool. So I was like, what can I do to get a direct shipper? Because I know I'm taking a big hit, and I'm gonna give you guys free game on my first direct ship contract, and it was literally to the same place that I've already taken it through a broker. So basically, what I did was I looked up their competition. Everybody has competition, right? So let's say that you have John Deere tractor equipment rentals. Who else rents tractor equipment? Google that, right? Google that in the area that you may be in. And then go take them a business card or a brochure, let them know who you are and what you do, and that you can offer them, comparable rates to what they're paying now. And they're going to let you know. And I'm going to be honest with you, $150 can make a big difference. Always keep in mind you got to pay to play. So you go up there, you take them cookies, you can take them baseball tickets, you can take them basketball tickets, whatever. So now that you're in there, good. So I'll say this: I did one load from Dallas. It was I can't remember what kind of equipment it was. One was a pipe, the one I did direct, and then the second one was like either playground equipment or something like that. The playground equipment was about 2,700 pounds, and it was like 20 feet long. I did that for $1,000 with a broker. With a direct shipper, it was one long pipe. That paid me. That paid me. I want to say $2,200 through the direct shipper. So just to keep that in mind, we're talking about literally going. I would say it was probably like maybe a 30-mile difference. One drop off was in Dallas, the other one was in Hillsboro, Texas, which is like 45 minutes south of the Dallas Fort Worth area. But literally, we're talking about $1,100 difference. So keep that in mind. Direct shippers are the way to go. Think outside the box, guys. Everybody has competition. So keep that in
That's
mind.
good.
That's how you get direct shippers.
That's good. And wow. I hope you guys caught that. Everyone has competition. I know Yolanda and I, as soon as you said, who's John Deere's? Caterpillar?
Yeah,
Caterpillar all day
exactly,
long.
exactly. Hmm.
So make sure, like you said, you're not doing anything illegal that way, but you're
Right.
being smarter. And as he
Exactly.
said, build those relationships. So you're seeing where these lanes are. Look at all the data. Dispatchers, you hold the data. So you can
Hmm.
help your carrier, be smarter. And that adds value to the services you offer too. But
Correct.
awesome, awesome. Thank you again, Chris. We got plenty of thank yous in here.
No problem.
Just Miss Yolanda says, yes, she stresses about just this daily. Make sure you're building your relationships, because the thing about relationships is they can't be easily replaced. The
Right.
dollars can. Someone can undercut you by $2 and someone might go with it. But if
Right.
you have a relationship, that's different because now they have to really, I do this, is it going to jeopardize this relationship? Because this person
Hmm.
is bringing me business. This person is consistent. So it's the relationship, you guys. It is the relationship first and foremost. And so thank you so much for Chris. I'm just kind of reading on here. So contact him on Instagram, which is right here on the screen. Follow him tonight at 7 p.m. Central for his tips and another way to interact with him directly. And he is on the road, you guys, so he's busy. He stays busy. I'm just kind of looking at some of the other questions that are popping up and stuff. So we're gonna let you get back to your money. Again, thank you so much for your time imparting this wisdom. And like I said, if you didn't capture that, he's speaking like he is a veteran of 10 plus years. I'll tell you that. When I'm listening to you talk, Chris, all I hear is the wisdom. So thank you. Much
Appreciate
success
that.
to you. And we hope to have you back for a follow up. Maybe
For sure.
with the new season, come in, drop some more gems as time allows you to, and
For sure.
we will continue to grow together. Thank you.
Definitely. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you for having me on. I appreciate everything that you're doing for the community as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So, you guys, we're going to go ahead and close out. Chris, be safe on the road. We'll connect later. He'll be in Houston this weekend. So, quick tip. I don't know if Miss Jerry's still on here. If you are in the Houston area, contact Miss Jerry direct if you want to attend the event live. Again, if you are in the Houston area already, contact her direct. She might have special surprises. This is unofficial, official stuff, right? Reach out. Again, that connection can save you some money. But the event is open live for anyone who has a CDL license. You'll just be asked to show your license as you come in the door. They're providing lunch, education, entertainment. I would even dare say. And so make sure if you're in the area, you don't want to miss out on the event. All right, Chris, be safe on the road as we
All right.
close
Thank you.
out. Have a good day. Thank
Okay. You
you.
too. I appreciate y'all. Peace.
All right.